Greetings, everyone. This is our last week of videos. Woohoo! Or maybe you're sad. I don't know. I think I will be taking a nap after all this, so I'm kind of looking forward to finishing up. But I've enjoyed making these videos with you. Today and this video and our next video will be our last two grammar sessions, our last two grammar lessons, so yippee for that. But there is some bad news with that. We're going to continue to be talking about things that are possible and things that are not possible. And I know how much you enjoy talking about those things. However, I hope this will be a little bit easier for you. So to help us get started with that, I wanted to review with my trusty whiteboard what we've talked about in our last grammar lesson. The future real and the future unreal, if I can get it out of the light, or present unreal. If you remember, when we talked about the future real, we talked about things that were possible. If I finish this class, it's possible, I may or may not, but it's possible I will finish this class, and when I do, I will take a nap. And if you remember, my verb in my if clause is present, and then in the effect is future. In the present unreal, that means it's not possible, it's imaginary, it's pretend, it's what I would do in an ideal world where I could do anything. So unreal is not possible, it's pretend, it's made up, and I write it like this. If I were 25 years old, is it possible for me to be 25? Not at this point. That was many years ago. But if I were 25 years old, I would travel more, right? So here, if you remember, the past of be, and then would plus the present tense, right? So with the present real, so thing or future real, things that are possible, present, and here's what I really want you to see. We're going to use words like will for the future. For the present unreal, things that are not possible, so not possible, I'm going to use words like would, okay? And that's going to connect to today's lesson, okay? In today's lesson, we're going to learn how to use words like hope and wish. And I've written some sentences here, and just to eliminate some confusion, I'm going to erase some of our review. And I've written some words, some sentences here for us. So my first sentence says, I hope we see each other soon. My next one is, I wish we could finish our class. Third sentence, I hope we will talk more in the future. I wish we would talk more in class. I hope we can talk soon. Okay? So here, first I want you to find one big difference between these group of sentences. Giving you a second to look at the sentences. Okay. The first big difference is, in my first sentence I have hope. In my second sentence, I have wish. Third sentence, hope. Fourth sentence, wish. And then in my fifth sentence, hope again. Okay? So already we have two types of sentences. We have sentences using hope, and we have sentences using wish. Okay, so two main types of sentences so far. Okay, so let's look at our first two sentences and see if we can tell something different in meaning. And remember, from our brief review of the future real and the present unreal, we're talking about things that are possible and not possible. So let's read our first sentence. I hope we can see each other soon. And my second sentence, I wish we could finish our class. Okay, let's think about this. Which one of these two sentences is possible? I hope we can see each other soon, or I wish we could finish our class. If you're thinking number one, you are correct. Number one, I'm going to put a P for possible, because that's possible. It's possible for us to see each other in the future, or to see each other soon, as soon as the virus calms down and maybe goes away. It's possible for us to see each other again. I wish we could finish our class. That's not possible, right? I'm going to put an NP here, because it's not, if you were keeping up with the days of the calendar, our class, according to this class schedule, would be finished. There's one. Two, we are not allowed to meet together yet. Our class, in the state of Texas, we are not allowed to get together in big groups yet. So it's not even possible for us to finish our class because one, we are not allowed to get together, and two, on the calendar, the class is over. So this one's not possible, okay? Let's look at our third sentence. I hope we will talk more in the future. Fourth sentence, I wish we would talk more in class, right? Okay. Again, it's possible we will talk more in the future. Hopefully, either by text or in person, maybe we will talk again. So this one is possible. I wish we would talk more in class. And maybe this is from your perspective, from your viewpoint. You are saying, I wish we would talk more in class, but you do not have the power to determine that. So maybe it is not possible because the teacher has the power and he would say what is possible. He makes what is possible. Or from my viewpoint, I could say, I wish we would talk more in class. Some of you have been very quiet, do not say very much. And so I would want you to, I could say, I cannot make you talk, right? So it's not possible for me to make you talk. I can give you the opportunity to talk, but I cannot make you talk. So this is one that is not possible, right? I'm expressing something that's not possible. And then here, I hope we can talk soon. Again, just like my other two hope sentences, here's a possible. It's possible that we can talk soon. There's nothing that can stop us, right, from talking soon. It is possible for us to talk soon, either by phone or by email or by text. I had to think about what I'm trying to use these days to talk to people. Okay, so let's go back and look at our hope sentences, because now we've seen two types of sentences. We've seen one was with hope and one with wish. And in the hope sentences, we talk about things that are possible. In our wish sentences, we're talking about things that are not possible. There's something that is going to stop us from being able to do this, okay? So let's go back and look at our hope sentences. And now I want to look again more at our verbs. So if in our first sentence, I hope we see each other as soon. So we have see as our verb. I hope we will talk more in the future. So I have will talk. And then I hope we can talk soon. I have can talk. So which one is correct? Trick question. All three of them are correct. So when I'm expressing something I hope for, something that is possible, I can use the present, the future, or can plus the simple present. Okay? So, it all depends on context which one you say. I hope we can see. I hope we will talk. I hope we can talk soon. Okay? It does not, it depends on again, it just depends on the context which one you use. And the more you practice speaking, the better you'll get at learning which one to use. So that's with the hope, which is the possible. With the not possible, we use wish. And let's look at our verbs here. For wish, could finish. I wish we could finish our class. I wish we would talk. Make it easier maybe to see. Here, again, think back to when we were doing the present unreal. We would say, if I were 25, I would travel more, right? Not possible. Again, we're going to use would and could. Would and could to help us talk about something that is not possible, but we still have a want or a desire to do. But for whatever reason, it's not possible. For this, I wish we could finish our class, but it's not possible. I have that desire, I have that want, but because of the virus, because of the class schedule, it's not possible, right? I wish we would talk more in class because of the schedule, because of personalities. Maybe we cannot talk as much, right? So we use would. Okay, so that's a quick introduction. I'm going to write it out just to make it a little more clear for you. If I'm talking about hope, I'm going to use hope plus the present, the future, or can plus the present. And this is possible. If I am talking about wish, I'm going to use wish plus would or could plus the simple present. And this is something that is not possible. Okay? Now, let's turn in our books to page 126 and let's look at the examples in the book together. Okay? Go ahead and turn to page 126 and I'll meet you there in just a second. Okay, here we are on page 126 and let's look at our examples. Again, in this lesson we're talking about hope and wish, and when we talk about hope, we're talking about things that are possible, and when we use wish, we're talking about things that are impossible. So let's look at our first example using possible from the book. Samira hopes her cousin will come to the wedding. Again, Samira is talking about something she wants to happen, and she's talking about something that is possible, right? Again, here's another way of writing it. Samira hopes her cousin comes to her wedding, right? um, again, the same sentence. The only difference is that in the first sentence we use will come, and in the second sentence we use comes. And comes is third person singular because of cousin. And cousin is a third person singular, so it agrees, comes agrees with cousin. Okay? Um, hopefully that's helpful. Okay, so these are two possible situations. Samira does not know if her cousin will come, but she hopes he does. He hopes that he is able to come. So it's a possible situation. Now let's look at a situation that is not possible, but similarly written. Samira wishes her cousin would come to her wedding. So in this, it's talking about a situation where it is not possible, right? Her cousin has decided or cannot come, has decided not to or cannot come to the wedding. And so for whatever, or maybe he has to or she has to work. And so Samira is sad and she wants her cousin there, but he cannot come. So she wishes he would come. Okay? So we use wish when things are not possible. And maybe I'm over explaining this a little bit. So in situations that are not possible, her cousin, maybe he has to work, maybe he is sick, maybe he is in a different country. She wants him there, but he cannot come. So Samira wishes, and we used would come. Okay? Again, here is another possible situation. Nick and Mia hope they can go to the party. It's possible. They do not know yet if they can, but they want to. They do not know if they can yet, right? So we use hope because it's possible. And let's look at the not possible. Nick and Mia wish they could go to the party. In this situation, in this example, Nick and Mia are not able to go to the party. It's not possible. So they want to, but it's not possible. Maybe one of them is sick. Maybe one of them has to work. Maybe the party is across town. They do not have a car. They want to be there, but they cannot. So they wish they could go, but it's not possible, right? So let's just review really quickly what we've already talked about. So in our possible, in all three, we have hopes, hope, like we said, consistent all three times. And we have three different ways of writing the second part. Hope will come, comes, or can go. Okay? In the use yellow, Samira wishes, oh dear. Samira wishes, or wish, because Nick and Mia are more than one. And we have would and could. Okay? So for situations that are not possible, we use wish, and then would or could. And then with possible, will come, comes, can go with hope. Okay? So that's really fast, I know, but hopefully that that will be helpful for you. If you need to review, rewind, push back the video and watch it again. If that was too fast, watch it more than one time, see it until you can understand. But that's the basic. If you can remember hope, we talk about things that are possible. Wish, we talk about things we want to do but are not able to do. Right? So think about it. Another example would be some of you might say, I wish I could go home to my country. Or I wish I could go back to my country. Right? For some of you, that is not possible because it is not a safe place. Some of you, your country is in civil war. They are fighting together. Or for some of you, for many of you, the same, either Syria or Burma, or for some of you, maybe even in Iraq or Kurdistan, it is not safe for you, so you cannot go. It's not possible. So you say, I wish I could come, I wish I could go home. It's not possible right now. But you can also say, you could also want something that is possible. I hope one day my country will be safe. Right? It's possible. The end of history is not finished, so it is possible one day peace may happen and you can go home. So I hope one day there will be peace in my country. It's possible. I wish I could go home. For many of you, it's not possible because there is not peace and it is not safe for you. I hope that makes it a little clearer for you as a way to understand hope and wish. Hope for something possible, wish for something not possible. Use would or could when you're talking about something you wish that is not possible, right? Before we do our exercise, let's look at the red box, the useful language. It says, when expressing hopes, you can use the modal will. Modal is just a fancy grammar word. You can use the word will or the simple present tense. I hope you will attend. I hope you attend. You're saying the same thing. Or you can say, I hope you can attend. And you've seen all three of those in our examples. You might be thinking, man, English is very confusing. At this part of our English lessons, you are moving beyond learning. If you think about playing music, you are moving beyond reading the notes on a page, and you are learning to play jazz, where you have the notes, but then you start to add things in that you like to make it a little better. You start to play by ear, where you're not playing by music, right? So this is kind of like playing jazz. I know it's hard, it takes practice, but you can do it. And to help you get better at it, we have practice for you. So what I would like you to do in just a minute is to pause the video and complete this exercise. But let's first read the directions and do number 1 together. It says A, write. Complete the sentences using hope or wish in the correct form of the verb or the modal. If you think back to our useful language, modal would be will or could or would. Complete. All right, number 1. Paul's high school graduation is tomorrow. My friend Louise has to work. Okay. Sorry. As we read, go ahead, start thinking, is this possible or is this not possible? Okay? So, first sentence. Paul's high school graduation is tomorrow. My second sentence is Louise has to work, meaning he has to work tomorrow, right? So it's already, we're already thinking it's not possible for Louise to come to graduation tomorrow because he has to work, okay? So we're already thinking not possible. Louise blank, he blank to Paul's graduation, okay? Louise has to work tomorrow. Graduation is tomorrow, so it's not possible for Louise to go, so we're going to use wishes. Louise wishes he could go to Paul's graduation. Okay? All right. Let's I pause the video now and complete 2 through 7, and when you get back, we will listen to the answers. After you've done, make sure you've done it first. We will listen to the answers, and then I will go over these with you. Okay? So go ahead and pause now and complete the exercise.
Page 126. Exercise 2A. 1. Paul's high school graduation is tomorrow. His friend Luis has to work. Luis wishes he could go to Paul's graduation. 2.
Paul's father has asked for the day off so that he can attend his son's graduation. He hopes he gets the day off.
3. Paul's grandfather has been sick. He's not sure if he will attend the graduation. Paul hopes his grandfather will attend the ceremony. 4. The graduation ceremony will be outside. Paul hopes it will not rain. 5.
Paul's parents would like to buy him a new car, but they can't afford it. They wish they could buy him a new car.
6. Paul wasn't accepted to the university, so he will go to a community college. Paul wishes he could go to the university. 7.
It's possible that Paul will be able to transfer to the university in 2 years. He hopes he can transfer in 2 years.
Now that you've had a chance to complete the exercise, listen and check your answers, let's go over these. Let's talk about these together. We'll start with number 2 since we did number 1 before we paused the video. All right, number 2. Paul's father has asked for the day off so that he can attend his son's graduation. Okay, let's think. Does Paul's father know if he will get the day off yet? No. He's asked, so maybe his boss will say yes or no. So at this point, the context of the sentence makes it possible. So if we're talking about something that is possible, we are going to use hope. So he hopes so we get, so we're going to talk about something, we're going to use the present here. He gets the day off. Okay? Something that's possible. He doesn't know yet, but he hopes. He wants it. He hopes he gets the day off, right? Paul's grandfather has been sick. He's not sure if he will attend the graduation. So, it's possible his grandfather will not come. It's possible he will come. But Paul is not sure yet. So it is something that is possible. If we're talking about something possible, we're going to use hope, right? So Paul hopes his grandfather, and our verb is will attend. So if you remember, when we use hope, we can use will, the future. So we hope he hopes his grandfather will attend the ceremony, right? The graduation ceremony will be outside. Okay? Paul blank, it blank. All right? It's a guarantee that the ceremony will be outside. What is a possibility for when you have an event outside? It's possible the weather, right? We cannot control the weather. It could rain, probably not snow since it's almost summer. It could rain. There could be a storm. So it's possible. We do not know yet. So it's still something in the future. So Paul is hoping. So Paul hopes, and the verb is will not rain. So Paul hopes it will not rain. Good. Let's look at number 5. Paul's parents would like to buy him a new car, but they can't afford it. All right? Paul's parents, they want to do it, but the next part of the sentence says they cannot afford it. So they do not have the money to buy Paul a new car. So it is not possible. When we talk about things that are not possible, we use, that's right, we use wish. So they wish they, all right, so our verb is can buy, and this is a little tricky. Think about could as the past of can in some context, right? So here we're going to say that they wish they could buy him a new car. And when we talked about it earlier, we said wish with would or could. Think about if they can buy, they hope they can buy, they wish they could buy. Those are two that kind of mirror each other. So if hope is can buy, wish would be could buy. That's why it's could buy instead of can buy. Paul wasn't accepted to the university, so he will go to community college. So let's go ahead and start thinking. Is it what's possible or not possible? So he did not get in to the university. So it is not possible for him to go to university. Paul blank, he blank to the university. So it's not, he wants to go, but he did not get in. So it's not possible for him. So Paul wishes he, again, can go, thinking the past of can would be could. He wishes he could go to the university, right? I know it's confusing. But if you think wishes, would, or could, you do not have to remember past tense of can is could, but do remember when we use wish, we use would or could. And if you see can, it's going to make us think could instead of would. It's possible that Paul will be able to transfer to the university in 2 years. So we're talking here what might happen, what could happen in the future. So what may happen, might happen, what possibly could happen. So we're talking about something that is possible. And so when we talk about something that is possible, we talk about what he hopes. So he hopes, so here we're using hopes. So we in the previous two, in 5 and 6, we had can go when we used wish. Now we have hopes. So he hopes he can transfer in 2 years. Okay? Rather than worrying about past or present with can or could, just remember with hopes you can use the present, the future, or can plus the verb. Can transfer or can go. With wish, things that are not possible, you can use wish and then could or would plus the simple verb. Okay? Very good. I hope that is helpful. Again, I know it is hard thinking about possible things and not possible things, so I encourage you to watch this video more than once until you understand. Keep working at it. Feel free to text me any questions you have about this. Congratulations, you are halfway through with your final grammar lesson, and then after our next video, which will finish this grammar lesson, we have 2 more videos. We have our reading and then our writing. And then we are finished with the book. And then we will celebrate online. You can do a dance or whatever. But good work. We are almost finished. Hang in there, and we will finish strong together. All right. Have a great day, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.